Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is your boy Hakeem Green, Channel Live and Direct, BDP all day, every day. All we do, spark Madism on another week of Madism Sports with my co-host, Wes Henderson. What up, Big Wes?
What's going on, Hakeem? What's up?
Yeah, man. A lot happened in the last week in sports, a lot of catching up to do. We really can't go in like we usually go in this week because we have a whole special lineup today. Got doing something special. It's, the Thursday before NBA All-Star Weekend. So we figured, let's do something a little special. Let's add some spice to the show. We got a special guest host that's going to join us today. DJ KG from the legendary Naughty by Nature, the group Naughty by Nature, my hometown family. KG is going to be joining us in a few. And then three of us together are going to interview Mr. Luther Wright. Big Lou B.
Sounds like a plan.
And then to end it off, when we bring Spliffy in, we're going to do something special for the, I think something special for us and for our viewership, something that's engaging, gets everybody kind of active over the next week. And what we're going to do is, you know what? I'll save that for when Cliff comes in and he could, break all the details. But I think it's something that's going to go over well with our viewership. And that's what it is. So how we do regularly, I'm going to go put up a video, give us a chance to invite people to the conversation. Our viewers in the building already, please invite, subscribe, like, whatever you need to do to support this page and get alerts when we go live so you know what it is and you're on point. That said, let's get this video cracking. I think I'll play, I believe, Put It in the Air, since that was a big hit last week.
I like that one. That's a good choice.
All right. That's how we're going to do.
Social distancing and other mitigation measures they've put in place. The president's been itching to begin easing the nationwide guidelines meant to stem the outbreak and contain the economic fallout. Well, the weekly jobless numbers are out, and they are a staggering show of the early impact of the new coronavirus on the economy. Around 3.3 million people filed for unemployment in the past week, far exceeding the previous record from 1982.
This goes out that I will use my right, all my smokers, my dabblers, my vapors, for the right to be free. Set up that hookah. Like it's 420. Madism in effect, hip-hop changed the game. Everybody smoke good, my grower changed the strain. I used to smoke for the thrill, now I do it for the pain. I stay pushing weight, I do it for the gains. It's like a revolution, Prince with purple rain. Purple kush, purple haze, like cheese in a maze. So I put lights in the tunnel, LEDs supply the rays. All we do is spark Madism, that shit is all the rage. Remember back in the days, trade bags of haze from the corner bodega. Poppy put it in some lays. It was rhymes in a cipher with blunts in the air. Then off with a shorty couch locked in a chair. My shorty look exotic, weed kinda rare. She said the weed was erotic with smoke in the hair. Ism makes the time go by, life without a care. So roll it up, light it up, put it in the air.
I believe in happy faces, yes this is true. Love is just for special people, yes just like you. If you're reaching for the stars, you know you can do anything you want to if you just get into. Then I believe that I will use my right, for the right to be me. I believe that I'll choose this fight, for the right to be free. I believe I'll treat tonight like it's for
I get Reddit and Redman when it's time to Johnny Blaze. I get pounds from Sugar Hill, I get dimes from Sugar Rays. I keep the aromatic, it's a passion, not a habit. Akeem go with green, it's like carrots go with rabbits. It's so automatic how the weed gets lit. Duplicate the seed, clones get clipped. Hawk, what you puffin' on? I know that ain't the piff. Wedding cake and gelato, huh? Wanna lick? I got flavors, pump flavors, they call me Flavor Flav. Gorilla Glue #4 and Super Silver Haze. Afghani in the cough, sour diesel gets me off. I'm looking for a rental property, something like a loft, so I can grow these trees just in time for Christmas. Saint Nick with the gift list. I know you wanna hit this. Look for madism when it's time to light a flare, then roll it up, light it up, put it in the air.
I believe in happy faces, yes, this is true. Love is just for special people, yes, just like you. If you're reaching for the stars, you know you can do anything you want to if you just get into the groove. I believe that I will use my right for the right to be me. I believe that I'll choose this fight for the right to be free. I believe I'll treat you like it's 420, like it's 420. Yes, this is true.
What really stands out to many are the one-time direct payments from the government. The Trump administration says they hope to start rolling them out in 3 weeks. The payments are based on your latest tax filing. Individuals who earn $75,000 or less will get $1,200.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's I Believe, Put in the Air, featuring Carl Thomas, produced by DJ Heron off the Madism Who Want to Smoke LP. You can go cop that right now by going to www.madism.info, or you can stream it on your favorite streaming platform. That said, let's move on. Of course, you got your boy Hakeem Green, sit with my co-host, Mr. Wesley Henderson, and we got something special this week, someone very special. We're going to bring him in, and that is DJ KG of the legendary Naughty by Nature crew.
What up?
What up, K?
What up, Hawk? What up, Wes?
Yeah, man, I really appreciate you joining, our team, and coming on with us. We go way back in the day, grew up together. And for those who don't know, KG's the one who put me up on Boogie Down Productions. I had no idea who Boogie Down Production was until I walked in the homeroom class, Miss Limmy's homeroom class in 1987, and you had KG sitting there with the hot top. He had the hot top joint. He had the Cleopatra link chain, the Cuban. My man KG is the epitome of hip hop culture, no doubt, no doubt. He's sitting there with the Criminal Minded joint. I'm like, yo, who are these jokers? He was like, yo, these are the jokers that did South Bronx, and then. So, big shout out to KG for, putting me up on the realness, which is Boogie Down Productions and KRS-One. Yeah, KG.
We go back. We go back. Speaking of that Cleopatra, I left that thing in a safety box, a safety deposit box, and let the bank close and didn't go get my jewelry out of there.
You wildin'. You wildin'. That's probably worth way more than when you bought it just because you own it.
And it's crazy because I thought about it later. Because my sister one day was like, yo, what happened to that, your old jewelry that you had? And it sparked my mind. I'm just like, oh, wasn't that thing? And then when the bank was actually closing, it was called Hudson City Bank. It was up there actually in Summit too. My father was working because I had a bank account up there with my father because my father was working in Summit. So I had it across the street from there. They ended up closing. They kept hitting me saying, hey, if you got stuff in here, we're closing, you need to come and get it or whatever and close out your stuff or whatever. I'm like, I ain't got nothing in there. What they keep hitting me up for?
Yeah, he wilding, bro. Like he had the Nefertiti, the king. He was jewelry down. He was one of the sharpest brothers in the school. And of course, when the new style formed at our senior year, I was the name of their group before the Naughty by Nature. Like, they bought the building down where, so I, just had the privilege of being around a lot of greatness. So salute to you for bringing that greatness over to IZM Sports, KG.
No problem, man. I mean, I love talking sports, man. So anytime, man.
Yeah. So before we get to our guests, Wes, you want to shoot some questions at KG right faster so we can get the building warmed up. Let them feel the flavor.
Me and KG had a good flow going the last time we got out here. Somebody that speaks my language. So it was just a pleasure to have a brother out there just kind of just well versed in what my thought process is. So
K, Yo, Wes hit me up with a text. He was like, "Oh, you gonna be on too?" I was like, yeah. I felt like I was getting the Heisman Trophy pose. Like, all right, what's going on here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, why not? Hawk, you play sports and you know sports, man.
I try. Yo, hold on, Kate. Yo, Kate. Yo, tell about my quarterbacking skills at East Orange High School.
I mean, you know, no disrespect, but I don't even remember.
Oh yeah, I'm glad. Trust me, I'm so glad you don't remember because it's really not worth remembering. A lot of bad memories.
Better than me. I wasn't hitting that gridiron, man. Nah, I'm over on the basketball court somewhere, man. I ain't getting out on the football field to be getting killed out there.
Yeah, but you always were an athlete, you know, in terms of, you know, especially with the basketball, like definitely could find KG on the court, you know, putting down shots. And even now today, like, you know, I ain't gonna put your age out there, but like you still ball.
Oh yeah, I still ball. Hey, listen, I'm 51. I still ball. I'm still out there. I mean, I'm not 18 no more, and I ain't playing with no 18 or 20-year-olds, but I'm still out there playing. I mean, COVID got me, you know, a little shook right now, so I ain't been out there, but I'm itching.
I picked up a basketball out here in Texas, and I think my brother was out here for New Year's, so I think I was like 49, and we played, and I surprised myself. But the game is not the same no more. When you play and pick up with younger people, you know, I'm trying to post up. They like looking at me like, you ain't getting the ball, big man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So,
it gets to a point where you got to stay in your age bracket, though.
Yeah,
man.
but, you know, it was like a weight gym. You know, Planet Fitness. They had a full court in there, and I tried to go out there and.
I'm good.
The last time I played basketball, I broke my wrist and had to have reconstructive surgery in 2015. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with it because
I can't do it anymore. I like golf too much.
It's injuring yourself, and then the rehab is like, you know, when you 50 plus, rehab is crazy.
Yeah. That bounce back slows down.
Yeah, man.
Astronomically. Like you ain't coming up out of no sprained ankle like in 3 days like you used to. Like it might take you months to come up out of that. All right, like fully.
Yep. So listen, fellas, you know, our guest is in the queue, but before we get to him, let's just do a little quick recap of what happened this past week in sports, just real briefly, because there's some key things going on. Wes, you wanna hop in and talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, we had Tiger had an accident, and we didn't talk about that last week. That happened last week. That was the first thing. What was crazy was that he was doing a commercial, and the way they kind of tried to put it out there on social media, they were throwing up clips of D Wade and him, you know, posing on the court, and they were just doing a selfie, like, "Hey, me and Tiger out here." Tiger was like, Dwayne Wade can't really play. They were having a good time, and that was, I said, 5 hours ago. And then a post came out 4 hours with a 4-hour tag on it saying Tiger's in an accident. So thank God he was good. And Sunday, you know, I did wear my red and black out there. Hit the ball pretty damn good, if I say so myself.
Oh, really.
But you know,
so the weather was good enough for you in Houston? Or
I was about to say that.
Oh yeah, I mean we back in action. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It was 70 and balmy out there, so I was all good. So. Good. That was one thing that went down. And then we also got to respect the other thing that we kind of missed was Serena Williams. She got bumped out last week as well in that last tournament, one of her majors. And we just want to keep that in retrospect that Serena Williams is probably the best tennis player we've gonna see, you know, in our generation. You know what I'm saying? So you know, shout out to her, even in defeat. We just want to respect how dominant she really is. I mean, the woman is, you know, has a child, she's coming back and still top of her game. So those are the things that I think we kind of didn't hit. But in terms of what's going on right now, I want to give a shout out to Courtney Kirkland, Tony Brown, and Tom Washington. They're the 3 NBA refs that's doing the All-Star game this week, and they all went to HBCUs. Nice. You know, that should be well noted.
Yeah, to that. Go, okay. I'm sorry.
We should definitely, like, I was actually just saying that because I was watching a commercial for the game the other day, and me and my wife was sitting there, and she don't really know too much about the whole thing or whatever, but I was saying to her, like, about college basketball that we need a lot more of these guys, man, and these superstars especially these high draft picks, to go to more of these HSBCU schools.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because they're finding these guys from overseas. They're finding you in AAU. They already got you on the radar. So it doesn't technically really matter what college you go to.
Mm-hmm.
So why not go and give those colleges the light at this point?
Mm-hmm.
You know, instead of going somewhere else.
The brand finds you. So these guys got to get out their mind that, like, when you actually, the answer is right there right now. Think about it. I was telling Hawk last week, we did touch on this briefly, but Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, Michigan State, and who's the other team? It's Kansas, Michigan State, Duke, North Carolina. There's one more. Kentucky. None of them was in the top 25 last week. When does that ever happen in your lifetime, KG?
I know they all suck.
I'm just saying, but when was that? When you growing up, it's never happened.
Right.
Wes's analysis
has been like that, and that's what I'm saying. Even now, so it basically, you know, brings everybody down and levels the playing field out. So at this point, it's just like it doesn't matter. So what are you going to go to that school for? You know, what to just say you on a bigger playing field, or they're going to get a lot more TV ratings, or whatever. Yeah. But they actually getting ratings because you're going there. So if you go to one of these other schools, you'll propel that school up just as much.
Absolutely. That's the key.
And they're going to show you. When LeBron was in high school, they were showing his games on TV. He's in high school. That's because he propelled it and made it exciting where people wanted to see, oh, who's this guy? So if you go, no matter what school you go to, the cameras are going to follow you.
Mm-hmm. And they keep trying to disguise it as a free education. That's what they try to say. Oh, it's no, listen, the bottom line is the name on the back of the shirt matters, not the name on the front.
Yeah. Exactly. It used to be the reverse, but now, you know, I want to give a big shout out to technology. Now that we got YouTube and these other platforms where people could just showcase their talent without having to be connected to the big teams. When people are going to see you, they're going to see you. And then the idea that, you know, you're a brand within a culture. And if you can control your brand within the culture of basketball, you can dictate your future. Absolutely. Whether the established guys are looking at you or not. Like they're going to come to you. So definitely, you know, the NBA giving love to the HSBCUs, like I think that is phenomenal. That is a great look.
Yeah,
you know? But I think what also is missed is that the AAU culture has created the one and done culture. So you got that going on. But the guy who's like, so you got that's like the 5-star guy that's going right to the NBA. But the guy that's right underneath him that didn't get the pub, like the Dame Lillard type of guys, that they want to go to a 4-year. They want to go to a 4-year program. They don't want to mess with the Dukes and the Kentuckys no more because their chances of playing and winning now get diminished because they're playing behind people that's only going to be there 1 year.
Exactly.
So that's it. So it makes a lot of sense why these schools, these powerhouses are suffering now because they're not getting these guys because they don't even want to be in school no more. I mean, the reality of it. So they're like, hey, I'm going to get paid next year. So
and even on top of that, most of them that are there, you know, what's the percentage of them actually being in class anyway? Most of the time, they out playing games and they out practicing and doing whatever.
That's it. Ben Simmons in LSU, he went to class. They said he stopped going to class in December. Okay,
exactly.
The season started in November, October. He stopped going to class in December, and I think the revenue for LSU basketball was up like 25 mil. Not because of the LSU, it was because of Ben Simmons.
Okay,
exactly. And look at the route that like LaMelo Ball just took. You know, going overseas.
Yeah.
You know, and there's other players that have done that as well. You know, but look at that route and look how they plucking these guys, these European players from overseas and all that. And these guys go that route anyway. They just go and play pro at 16 years old or whatever because they allow that over there, and it allows them to grow, and they get plucked anyway. So. I mean, I think that it's starting to change. I think the pendulum's swinging, and we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I think this is a good light that they're shining on the schools right now. So we'll see what comes out of it.
Yeah. Well, I want to revisit this topic at another time because I have a perspective that I want to add, but I don't want to hold our guest too long.
Okay.
So move on to the guest. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to him, I want to give a shout out to the Main and Shane show. What's up, Main Event? Peace, bro. Derek Parks is in the building. My cousin Ed is in the building. Yulan, Iris, Cunell, Africa is in the building. What up, Cunell? Big fan of Naughty by Nature. Says, what up, Kay?
Tell Derek Parks, yes, Tony Green was my backcourt partner. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. So, everybody that's in the building that's viewing right now, you're going to get something real special this week on IZM Sports. Of course, we got the mighty KG in the building to help us navigate this next conversation with the New Jersey basketball legend, DJ Lou B, otherwise known as Luther Wright. What up, boy?
Yo, what up? What's up?
Lou B!
KG, what up, my nigga? KG, what up, baby? What's up, baby boy? Chilling.
All right.
Yeah, man, you on IZM Sports, Lou B, and
we do with smoke madism.
Lou B been down on 18th Street and blessed my turntables before.
You know I cut him up with the guard KG.
See, now when we talk about like culture, again, we talking about DJing, we talking about basketball, we talking about the culture, and Luther Wright is somebody that definitely grew up in the culture and impacted the culture in a magnificent way. So it is definitely an honor and a privilege to have you on, sir.
Peace, Hakeem. What's going on, Mr. Green? Mr. Green.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Lou, where you from originally? Let's give people your entire background. Where you from originally?
I'm originally from Brooklyn. Raised in Jersey City. Moved to Irvington, went to Elizabeth High School, went to Seton Hall, and got drafted by the Utah Jazz in 1993.
Yeah.
And you was a heck of a draft class too. I mean, you had Penny Hardaway, J.R. Ryder, Barbie Hurley. I think who else was in that? Ben Baker was in that.
Terry DeHare,
Sam Cassell. Yeah, they were all in that draft class.
Yeah. The first time I caught you, Lou, I think you was a sophomore at Elmwood Park doing summer league. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh my God. Like, the talk was about Luther Wright. And then when I saw you, I was just in awe of you, like amazed. I had never seen anybody, that tall, that big. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. I was probably maybe 18, maybe 17.
Yeah, like 18. In person. Definitely me too. He was definitely like in person, like one of the tallest people I've ever met, and like in person, like one of the first people that tall. I just was like, God, this guy's a giant, man. Like, dang, I didn't know people get even that tall.
Well, at Rutgers, we had a 6'5" center named Anthony Duckett when I was in school, and he was 6'5" trying to guard Luther. I thought it was kind of comical, actually. Oh man.
So when did you decide to play basketball? Like, when was it when it was like, you know what, I want to do this?
In the 8th grade.
And what was it? What exactly happened? Who was around? Who was the people that inspired you? Was it people?
And what this was Jersey City?
Yeah.
In Jersey City in 8th grade?
Yeah.
Okay.
Inspired. I don't know how I came. I figured out I could play and then just kept playing, you know what I'm saying? Kept working on my game. So I can't really say what inspired me. I just wanted to play basketball. That's it.
Wow.
Did you have anybody around, like coaches or anybody that basically could say like they discovered you or said maybe like, hey, Luther, you look like you got size. Maybe you should get on the court and maybe you should start working out in basketball or whatever, or anybody that introduced you to the game?
Sandy Pione.
Okay.
Let me ask you: I have a couple of were there twin brothers at Elizabeth back in the day? Judea.
No, you took them out of a line. No, we wasn't twins.
No, I'm saying were there twin brothers that played on Elizabeth in your time?
No.
Judea Johnson, no, and his brother. No. They were twin brothers. Okay, they might have been before you. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get like your experience. You know what I'm saying?
With what?
With just growing up playing basketball, like the different parks that you went to, the different when I ask you who inspired you, it's more like just to get your understanding of, like, am I playing basketball because I'm a big 7-foot motherfucker, or am I playing basketball because, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm looking at people like, yo, I could do that. Yo, you know what? I want to smash on him. A word, okay. Watch when I come back next summer. Like, those types of experiences are like really important to your story, I think.
I played everywhere. I played in the Rucker. I played in Dykeman. I played all over New York.
What happened?
I think you lost him. I think we lost him. Yeah, so like, you know, Luther Wright is an enigma. You know what I mean? Like in a lot of ways. You know, Luther Wright is like, you know, when you say that name, it's like you see him, but then you know his story.
Well, in 1990,
it's definitely, you know, it's definitely a backstory to a lot of it. And I mean, you've seen like some little, you know, specials and some different things about him. And I mean, you know, Luther's I mean, some people know, but and some don't, but Luther's been through a lot, you know. He's been through a lot. Like he's been through a lot, and he's definitely a gentle giant. I can say that. Like I said, man, when I first met him, like I was just like, wow, this guy is so big, but he was so cool, man. And that's why I said he blessed my tables, because he actually came down and got with us and on 18th Street. And my man Bob Sumner is the one that brought him down there to us.
Wow.
And yeah, Bob Sumner brought him down there, and we just hung out all day. We was going somewhere else, and he just was. We just thought Luther was just popping through. He's like, nah, where y'all going? Oh, he back. You back. Here we go. We were just talking about you, Lou B. I was just telling them that the first time that we actually hooked up, Bob Sumner brought you down to 18th Street, and we linked up, and we ended up chilling all day, messing around on the tables, then going to a party and doing all of that, man. So I'm just telling them how cool you are, man.
Thank you.
No, how did you meet Bob Sumner? No, like, because like Bob Sumner is one of the biggest individuals in promotions. Like, Kay, you can like give the brothers like resume. This dude is like at the top of the pyramid, from everything from boxing to, you know, arenas. It's like, well, he's a major. How did you hook up with Bob Sumner when you that young?
I don't know. It just happened.
You know what though, too, and the crazy thing about Bob is like Forrest Gump. Like Bob is everywhere and anywhere. So it like Lou said, he don't even know. Lou probably don't even know how Bob even. Oh, you know what though? Bob Sumner is a Seton Hall alumni. That's what that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that
makes sense, y'all. Now I think about it, because that's actually the first time in the first place that we ever met Bob. Bob was doing radio over there. He called himself the Eminem Man, and it was on Seton Hall Pirate Radio. And that's where I can imagine that's where that connection of you and Bob came from, Lou.
Yeah, from Seton Hall, yeah.
That's dope.
So, hey Lou, when you was talking about you started in the 8th grade, how tall were you at that point when you just got out there? Like, how tall were you at that point?
6'9".
Ooh, in the 8th grade?
6'9". 8th grade.
Jeez. Woo! I know people were scared of you, man. Like how? I know, how? I know the coach is sitting there like, you can't be serious. You're not gonna seriously put this guy in on my team, right?
6'9".
So, like, was it like he was asking earlier? Like, it was just something that was it something on television? What was it that really, just brought or sparked it in you? Was it just a natural thing to you? Was it an uncle? Was it anybody? Was it a coach? Somebody put a ball in your hand and said,
what put the battery in your back? It was like, listen.
Playing CYO basketball in Jersey City. That's it.
And somebody just came across and saw you out there and said, hey, man, this is you need to work on this and I can help you do that.
Yeah.
Now, like Jersey City is like a very, like it's a melting pot for basketball. Like a lot of great players come out of Jersey City.
Yeah.
Who were some of the people at CYO when you was playing?
Oh, come on, Hakeem. I'm high as hell right now.
Oh man.
Shit, man.
Oh,
just burnt one down, man. I'm high as hell right now. I can't remember.
Oh, man, I tell you.
Well, this is the Madism show, so I ain't even mad at you. I'm gonna try to get.
How was it playing for a PJ Carlissimo?
It was cool. He yelled a lot, but he was a cool coach, man.
Okay. So that was in '89. That was the team that went to the championship game against Michigan, right?
Yeah.
And you had Andrew Gaze on that squad too, right? And John Morton, right?
John Morton,
Yeah. Okay. And Green, right? What was his name? Was it
Pookie Wigington? Damn.
Pookie Winnington? Yeah.
Pookie, Lil Pookie. Lil Pookie still be around. I see Lil Pookie. I used to see Lil Pookie around here and there every now and then too. Still.
He had a clean part in his head too.
All the time, sharp clippers in the bag.
That dude's even even after that, like I was still seeing balling here and there in the parks or whatever. Pookie's a quick little dude, boy.
Yeah. Now I remember that squad, that Michigan Seton Hall game, because at Rutgers, we were kind of rooting for Seton Hall, and then I lived across the street from Seton Hall, so definitely wanted to see them win that game. But it's all good.
Yeah, came up short.
Yeah.
Hey man, Michigan had a squad though, man.
Lloyd Boyd, Glenn Rice,
and them dudes in the Will Robinson and them dudes. Them dudes was tough, man.
Yeah. But that was a good year for Jersey basketball all the way around. Like, it gave us a good look. So it did a lot. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It absolutely did, man. And we were just talking about you talk about when you building up programs, man. Those are the things that help you build the program up. And that was definitely, one of those moments where you could look at that and say, even from the homegrown talent of people around here, see what you guys had done at that time to help make their decision and what they may want to do, especially with staying at home.
Right.
Yeah.
Hold, let me post something from
There was another player that I think you came through with too, Luther. He played. I think he might have been a teammate. How is it? He was one of my favorite players at Seton Hall, Brian Caver.
That's my man.
Yeah, I thought he was the first Russell Westbrook, but he got caught up in that Bobby Hurley, Danny Hurley mix, and they had to play Danny on the Bobby Hurley day, so he just never got the shine that he should have got. But I was a big Brian Caver fan too.
Right.
Good teammate.
Yeah. D Parks is a real good friend of Gerald Green, and you talk about him earlier. So they always give him a hard time for missing those freebies.
So Lou, why didn't you end up over there at St. Anthony's or something like that? Coming from that area.
I went there 1 year and then I transferred out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't remember that. Okay. No, I mean, because it would make sense. Bob. I mean, Bobby wasn't letting nobody up out of that area that that had any kind of talent or anything going on. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
It definitely makes sense.
Yo, Lou, I got a non-basketball question for you.
What up?
What made you start DJing?
Always did music.
Even when you were back in Seton Hall days doing all that, you was still doing, obviously you was, because actually I met you right after that. So, and you was already DJing. So yeah, it definitely makes sense that you was already doing it in Seton Hall days. But going back, like how early did you get into it?
Like 87, 86.
Okay.
Oh, real early.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get put on till I ran into you in Brooklyn. I ran into Lou B right on my block, and he became a regular at 506 Washington Avenue. Go Brooklyn.
Go Brooklyn.
Yeah. But you definitely know how to spin those ones and twos, and that's kind of like different as well. But again, another really big dude like that being, nimble with the fingers is kind of dope, bro.
You got the hey Lou, you still on them tables, man? You got a setup at home?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we might have to if you still out there and you still sharp, we might have to get you up against Shaq, man, because we need you to represent for Jersey. Shaq think he's a king of Jersey, and with his whole thing, and he out there DJing, so we got to get the 7-footers against each other, man. See who the nicest.
That shit would be dope. Actually, that shit would be mad dope. DJ Lou B versus Shaq.
Word.
That would be a nice sound clash.
I think he's on mute.
I think you're on mute, Lou. Take your mute off.
You muted. You muted. You muted. You muted.
Lou B high as fuck. That's what mute. He zooted. Yo, you zooted. Take the mute off, bro.
He's on mute. He don't know it.
But he can't hear us though. Still.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
There
All
you
right.
go.
Yeah, you were on mute, man.
You on mute.
My bad.
No, it's all good. I can relate. I can relate if it happens like that. I'm trying to get where you at. Mattism all day, bro.
All day long.
Yeah, man. So who you got? Who you got this year, bro? Who you rocking with? You following the league, or you said fuck it?
Fuck it.
Yeah, man.
You don't watch basketball no more, Lou?
Nope.
Oh, you done left it alone?
Yeah.
I hear you, man. X'd it out. It's a hard thing to do for me, man. But I hear you, man. To get to a point, I did actually. You know what? I never X'd music out, but I did get to a frustrated point in music, But I just can't. I can't X it out, man. So
Yeah, it's like it's kind of the same way for me, Kate.
Huh?
It's kind of the same way for me. Like every once in a while, I put it on pause.
Yeah, reevaluate.
But that should be that should start calling. You gotta come back to it.
Yeah, definitely.
So
but
DJ,
that's shocking though. I ain't know that though, Lou. I ain't know you. You just said forget it with basketball as a whole. Period. I mean, you don't have
I watch it sometime.
That's what I'm about to say. I was about to say, man. It ain't no way you ain't flipping through a channel and every now and then just say, I'm gonna watch this a little bit and just see what's going on. I can say I can see you saying it don't fully spark your attention, your attention and all that, or really give too much time to it. But you can't tell me that you don't view past it every now and then, man.
Oh yeah, I find a college game on or NBA game on and check it out for about 10 minutes and then it'll click.
and then go spark your turntables up.
Yeah, do something.
Oh no, man.
All right, well, so who you feeling on the mic right now, then?
Largest per capita transgender population.
Damn, Hakeem.
Are home to the Sister Girls.
Oh, what's that about?
I don't even know, brother.
Man, you smoked out, bro. All we do is
what? Madism.
It's spark madism. That's what we.
What happened? We lost Lou B again, man.
Lost Lou B again, yo.
Lou B said, "Man, I ain't got no time to be playing with y'all. Sparking madism right now."
I think we gotta let Lou B. You gotta let Lou B.
You gotta let Lou B.
You gotta let Lou B.
You gotta let Lou B. I think you're right. That was dope. Gotta let Lou B. Nah, but you know what I'm saying? Luther Wright is somebody that's like, when you say gentle giant, and somebody got a lot of love in his heart. You know what I mean? Like he's that guy. And ran into him in Brooklyn. This is years ago. And the love he showed right then and there has been like the same throughout. And like I said, he's gone through his ups and downs. And right now he's on the up. He's up right now. He's real high. But we wish him the best. We wish him well. Sure. We love that dude right there. We want nothing but the best for him. So
absolutely. He's one of us. You know what I'm saying? That's our era. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Like I said,
we seen the steps from St. Anthony all the way through. We've seen all the steps. Yeah. So up close and personal.
Yeah, definitely. And then also too, the love for music as well. He shares that, as well as sports, just like we all do. So, like you said, Wes, we come from the same place all across the board, man. So definitely much love to Luther, man. And we like we mentioned, we've seen his journey. We know, some of us know part of his story, man. And we definitely wish him the best, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes, sir. So, all right, let's get into this NBA season. You know, we at the midway break. All-Star weekend is this weekend, but before we really get into the All-Star weekend stuff, you know, where we at right now with standings, you know, who's looking good, who's not looking good.
Well, you know, still Utah coming up. Utah is still doing their thing. I mean, without a doubt, Utah is still the team to beat.
Yeah, in the West.
They put it on the Lakers not long ago. Last week, I think it was, and it was pretty impressive in LA. I mean, I know AD is not playing, but you know, it was still an impressive victory.
They spanked the Lakers. They spanked the Lakers.
They spanked the Lakers pretty bad.
And then showed some character when they were down to the Pelicans and almost came back and won that game. So I was wondering, because we talked about it last time about what about a team like Utah, and I was like, I don't know. And I've been watching them a little more lately, and I think they I'm not gonna say they're ready, but they're gonna be a tough out.
They're real. They're there. Like you're gonna have to deal with it. Let's put it that way. They're gonna deal with it.
Okay, so
and you know what? And on the East, that's the same thing to be said about the Sixers right now, yo. The Sixers are looking serious now.
Yeah, they are. They are. But before we go to the East with Utah, other than Donovan Mitchell and the big man, who's that? Those other players is gonna.
Oh no, they got some players. You got Mike Conley that could get you buckets. You got Jordan Clarkson, who's like a Michael coming off the bench.
They got the foreigner who shoots the threes, Bogdanovich, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Bogdanovich, and then you got Joe Ingles. Like they got a crew out there, and then what's the other guy? Like he's the defender guy. Got his name, but he plays a lot too. But they got a squad, man. They got a squad.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised at Connolly this year because the previous 2 years he was kind of shaky, and all of a sudden he's got his swag back.
He can play, but he's always been overrated. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a good player. I'm not going to say he's not a good player. He's a good player, but he's rated higher than he should be. You know, like in terms of his status in the league, he's a beyond better than average guard in the NBA. But he has flaws. But he's a good.
Yeah. He struggled a lot last year. I don't know his stats, but I just remember him having a hard time in Utah. And he was before he went to Utah, he was somewhere else after Memphis.
Let me tell you though, the second team in the West is the Phoenix Suns.
Yep.
Wow.
So we didn't say that in a couple of weeks. It was always the Clippers, Lakers, and
Lakers.
Utah.
Yeah.
But the Phoenix Suns are number 2 right now, and they put it on the Lakers as well. And Devin Booker got thrown out in the third quarter, and they still put him on the Lakers.
That was some BS why he got thrown out.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was definitely. Sometimes the refs just be doing a little too much, man. Like they gotta just let the players play the game, man. I mean, we all know that. I mean, even in football, it's just sometimes the refs just get involved with the game a little too much. Yeah, and it gets to the point, especially now though, too, where stuff can be taken the wrong way because there's no crowd inside the venue, so you can hear everything that's being said. So whereas before when you had a crowd, maybe stuff can be not like a little bit not heard as much. You can say some things and a ref might not hear you. Now basically you can actually even hear almost everything through television.
Trust me, as a referee, even in a packed house with a whole lot of people, you hear everything anyway.
Okay.
I mean, it's on stereo when there's nobody in there, because I've had games where I actually had some people that I knew come just because I was gonna get with them after the game, and they come support me or watch the game. They didn't really support me. They don't give a crap about no high school basketball or anything like that. And then you hear them yell with nobody in the crowd. When there's a travel, you make an easy call. Somebody yell, "You suck, ref!" It's obviously on purpose, but it's that whole in stereo thing. You hear so much. So it's hard for them right now because they had it rough in the playoffs last year. Because what you said, KG, they were very sensitive because of no fans. They heard everything, and they refed with rabbit ears. And there was a lot of text given out early in the playoffs, and then it started to level out. So yeah, I mean the refs they can be a nuisance sometimes, but I'm trying to take up for them just a little bit.
And I think too that the fact that you can hear everything, that they've been through the whole thing of hearing it, and they're just like, we, like you said, we've let a lot of stuff just pass last time, and now the fact that everybody know we can hear everything, and we do hear everything, now we just not gonna just give you an easy pass on it, because even the audience know we hear you. So,
I mean, the coach knows. So if a coach hears somebody say, like you say, Pop got a tech for saying something to a ref during COVID and these games with no fans, and then another coach the next week, Pop is sitting there listening, and the coach said blah blah blah, and he's like, "What's up?" You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard him over here. I heard him. You know, he's gonna work you the rest of the game, so it's a wrap. That's how it is.
Definitely, back to Phoenix, man. Like, Phoenix is definitely one of those teams too, man. Like, they got some 3-point guys out there. They got some rough riders out there. So they're gonna be ready, and they got the veteran leadership, So they're gonna be ready, and they got a gunner and Booker, and they got a big guy down in the middle that's solid. So
and they got a general. Chris Paul. They got a general.
All right. So before we get to the East, real quick, Denver and Portland. What y'all feeling?
I love Portland. They hurt right now, but Dame Lillard is just a beast, and he does not get. They need to put some respect on his name.
Yes,
because he balls out like on a daily. They don't have McCollum healthy. They don't have Nurkic healthy or Juric healthy, and they got a whole bunch of other guys. I mean, Carmelo. I don't even remember. I know he's in the league still, but you don't even know he's playing sometimes because it's just Dame Lillard is out there just doing his thing, and the league. I mean, he needed to put the league on notice. He had another game winner last night against Golden State.
Against Golden State, that step back. I mean, in the clutch, and he was like virtually quiet last night. Like he had a quiet, good game. But it wasn't Lillard status of just throwing up a bunch of threes. But when it came down in the clutch, he hit the shots that mattered. I think down the stretch he might have scored the last maybe 8 or 10 points or something like that, and took the charge on Draymond at the end to basically seal it. So definitely Dame Lillard. But then again, what we talked about and what we'll get to another day, coming from a small school, wasn't on that stage. He's still fighting to really, really propel his name up there. He's still fighting.
That's that branding. You would think he branded himself enough in the last 3 or 4 years, but.
Oh, he's doing a lot of extra stuff. He's like the Hulu commercials is going right now.
All that now. Yeah, the Hulu, that drink, that energy drink that's out now.
Yep.
So he's doing his thing. I think he's about there. He's almost there.
Yeah, and I love the fact that he stayed in Portland. Me too. He was opposite and stayed in Portland. I'm gonna build around here, and I love that. Okay, so y'all not really feeling Denver. Y'all ain't really talk about that.
Oh no, Denver's definitely they're a threat. Like you just can't sleep on Denver. You can't. That's like Portland. You can't sleep on them because those two guys, like you mentioned, Dame and CJ, man, they tough. And then Gary Trent's another one. Gary Trent Jr. He's another one, man. He guns, man. So they got gunners out there, and they got guys that can ball. It's just they're the second tier. They're second tier. They're not top tier. They're more like Denver. Denver and them, they're second tier.
Yeah.
What about Golden State? I mean, they were in the top 8, and now they 9 and going on 10. Again, is that 19 and 17? I get it. So we just we following them, and it's 2 things I'm following. I'm following the guard, and I'm following the coach because the coach again. Let's. I mean, real quick, it's going into the East because we're going to segue into the East. So we go from Steve Kerr, who took over for somebody who they got rid of because they said he couldn't get people over the hump in 3 seasons. But we got Brad Stevens in Boston, who's in year 7 or year 8, and he hasn't been to a chip yet. So what's his story? So I mean, and they're blaming Tatum and Brown now for the inconsistency of Boston versus how about the coach maybe not be able to get it done. They got horses. So, Doc goes over to Philly and he's got them balling out. He's told Ben Simmons, don't shoot threes, just beat Ben Simmons.
That's right.
And Ben Simmons is doing that. He's got to get a little bit more aggressive in the 4th quarter because he's scared to take free throws. He got the STDs, I call them, scared to deaths when it comes to free throws. But yeah.
Who else got STDs?
We already know who else got the STDs. We want to throw that out there.
Who else got STDs?
LBJ be having the STDs on occasion too, but we don't.
Definitely. He don't want those free throws down the stretch.
He don't want those down the stretch either. So,
No.
we'll leave that where it is.
He ain't playing no defense right now either.
Yeah.
I'm
Who you talking about? Who?
LBJ ain't playing no defense.
You wilding. Yes, he is.
No, he's not. Hawk, you gotta watch the game.
I see the
LBJ is playing zone while everybody's playing man-to-man. He's standing in the lane to play zone and get a rebound. He's not playing no defense. Now
he's blocking
he does
shots.
change up in the playoff. He changes up, and if you get switched off into a man-to-man on the switch off, he's forced to play defense. But primarily, watch him in the game. He's just playing zone.
I'll just put myself on mute, and that's it. Cause thank you, thank you. I was listening to the NBA radio the other day, right? They were naming the defensive players of the year, and I was just floored because I'm sitting.
Don't tell me they mentioned no LeBron, yo.
Oh, yes, they did,
and he deserves it.
No, but it's so.
No, stop, man.
It's so
you see your man DeAndre Ayton trying to rise up on my man. He snatched that shit out the air like, give me that shit.
It's so mainstream.
He's smacking shit out the air constantly.
Eddie Johnson. He's
on the floor.
So he's gonna say that anyway. But it's so mainstream how they're looking at it right now. Even Giannis, having Giannis in there is not even accurate because he's not playing up to his potential right now. There's like Ben Simmons is legitimate, right? I would say that's a legitimate pick. Embiid is a legitimate pick. He's guarding the field. But Hakeem had something on Facebook the other day. I had to just turn it off. I was going to leave the phone. I couldn't respond. He the best defensive player of the year. I was like,
that's not what I said. No, that's not what I said.
Whatever it was.
That's not what I said.
What'd you say?
No, that's not what I said.
What'd you say?
I said at 36, LeBron is the best defensive player in the league because at that point he was. Now. The caveat is the 36 years old, and that's the thing.
No, it's not a caveat.
No, it's like that's the post. I'm talking about the post. I'm talking about the post itself. You're talking about the post. That's what the post said. Now you put, huh?
There's no caveat at 36.
He's doing his thing.
36-year-old. Like, I mean, you.
I mean, considering what he's doing and where they're at, yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at what LeBron's doing right now.
I'm not mad at overall what he's doing at 36.
I'm not mad at what he's doing.
Overall, I'm not mad at what he's doing overall, but I'm just saying that defensively, he don't give no effort. Like, you just got to watch him, man. He really don't. He's just playing zone. He's playing zone. He's coasting on defense. He really is coasting. Number one, he picks the person who's the least threat of on the offensive. On the offense, the other team. He finds the least threat of them, and then he zones off of them.
Yes,
that's what he does. Like, and I get it. He is 36. Got to find a way to preserve energy. I can imagine in the playoffs he will step it up and play more.
Yes,
he will. But right now, I'm saying during the regular season, watch him. There's no way, because those awards are supposed to be for the regular seasons. No way he can get no defensive player of the year. He plays absolutely no defense.
Okay. All right. So
it's early. It's early for these type of awards anyway.
Can we go to the East right now? Can we just
go ahead. Let's go to the East.
Hating on my man right now.
Now we got Philly and
all right. So we got Philly and Brooklyn. Basically. That's
and
it.
the Bucks and the Celtics. The same four teams that we've been talking about all year. It's not going to be anybody different in those slots.
No.
Sorry, Knicks fans. We're not propelling y'all. Stop.
No, that's what it is. It's those four teams, and they're going to battle it out. The Raptors, I'll give them at least a boxer's chance because of the experience. But outside of that, outside of them, I don't really see anybody else kind of knocking anybody off. Indiana's a cute little team, and they're good. They can play. But again, I don't see them in the top four.
I mean, seriously.
Okay, so let me ask you this, though, Wes. What if Toronto ends up getting Drummond? Could get interesting.
It could get real interesting if they got Drummond. Real interesting. Because that's the type of player they need, because he's gritty, and he's going to do exactly what they want him to do, and he'll free up Siakam.
Right.
Siakam won't have to be as aggressive in the interior or rebounding and stuff like that. He can really focus on offense a lot more. I think that'd be a great move. I think Kyle Lowry will be a better player. I think Van Fleet will be a better player with a drumming like that in the middle. I think it makes everybody on Toronto better.
Yup, and then they could spread the floor, like you said. You put Drummond in that middle and spread the floor and put those put Norman Powell out there on the wings.
Yeah,
Anunoby and all those guys, and Kyle Lowry can make threes. Norman Powell can shoot threes. Van Vliet can shoot threes. Siakam shoots them here and there, but Siakam's a slasher. So I mean, Drummond is definitely a big addition if they can get him.
Yeah,
if they can get him.
Gets him. I think if one of those two teams get him, Toronto, you would have to put them in the mix if they get him, and if Brooklyn gets him, I just don't know how you
real quick. Cliff is telling me that there's tons of feedback and everything is choppy.
Okay, I didn't hear it.
I'm not hearing that either, and nobody in the comments is mentioning that. But I just want to test right now, see if Derek Parks or somebody else in the chat is hearing what Cliff is hearing.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Sabrina? Nicole, peace. Peace to everybody in the chat.
Nicole Brown, hey, cuz.
Attica, what's up, bro? Yulan, Tasha, what's up? Yeah.
But no, I don't hear the static.
Said it's clear, all clear. All right. So maybe that's just Cliff.
I know a couple of times that it went out. The camera went out and then came back. So maybe that's what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're good. So let's continue.
Came on too about the NBA. Since All-Star Weekend, they put the top. They didn't put top. They didn't have them in any specific order, but the hottest dunkers from All-Star competitions. So they had MJ, Dominique, Larry Nance, Kobe, Vince Carter, Blake Griffin, Zach LaVine was on there, Dr. J and Sean Kemp.
Okay.
They put and some of those they were showing their in-game dunks, not their All-Star game, not the
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And I was like, wow. When you look at some of those in-game dunks, you're like, my goodness. Like
what was your favorite? I have mine. What was your favorite in-game dunk in history?
In history, it wasn't there. In history,
but those
players, because I was saying history was Scottie Pippen dunking on Pat Ewing because he stepped over him with his crotch, and then it was all the after stuff.
Disrespectful. That was so disrespectful.
It was so disrespectful.
That was very disrespectful. And then also too, you got to probably say Sean Kemp's over
on Gatling.
No. On what was dude's name? Tom Chambers. No, not. Or was it Tom? No, not on Tom. Tom Chambers had one himself.
Or Mark Jackson.
Sean Kemp did one where he and then he turned around and did that.
Alton Lister. It was Alton Lister. It was against Golden State. It was Alton Lister because he had 3 dunks in that game, but Lister got the point.
Yeah.
And Gatlin got dunked on too. Gatlin's an old Jersey head too. He got dunked on. But I remember that. I do remember Sean Kemp.
Yeah,
I like what's his name? He got him good too. Blake Griffin dunked on Pau Gasol one time. It was disrespectful.
That's what we do.
Hey man. Hey, you want to bring it up to speed? That Anthony Edwards one the other day was disrespectful.
That was disrespectful. Yeah, that was crazy.
My God, that was ugly.
My favorite end game is the Dr. J on Michael Cooper.
Oh yeah, that was ugly.
The rocket.
Like this.
To even think about that shit in motion, you know what I mean?
You know what? You might. That might be one. That might be it. That might be it.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that one, yo.
Yeah, I like that one. Because I heard Starks before, and I like John Starks dunking in the vicinity of Jordan Horace Grant, but he fell down. He didn't even know what he did.
He blew his own mind.
Step by step with a dunk. You gotta be. If you want to do it, you gotta be sweet and land and know you did it.
Yeah.
And the swagger after. That's how I look at the whole dunk. It's like
gotta be intentional. It's intentional. It's not by mistake. Yeah.
I like Kobe Dwight Howard too. I thought that was pretty filthy.
Yeah. Derek Park says Kevin Johnson or Hakeem.
Oh,
yeah,
that was
because because he's so tall, and for KJ to get that off on him, dunk
but
wasn't
KJ
that
put his
nasty.
hand. He put his hand on his back.
He put his hand on him.
He
Yeah.
catapult. So that was really big, ugly.
Yeah. Baron Davis on
I was about to say Baron Davis on Dikembe, right?
No, well, no, I don't know. Derek
That
Carr
was a
said
good one.
AK-47 on Andre Karolinko.
Oh, when he blew, yeah.
But I think Baron Davis got one on Mutombo too.
He did.
Crazy.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
Crazy. All right, so let's do this. Let's finish up with the East right fast so we can bring Cliff in the conversation, and then we can get to some of the dunk conversation toward the end because we got a special little setup that could lean toward that.
Okay.
All right. So in the East right now, we have Philly 1, Brooklyn 2.
Bucks 3, Celtics 4.
Celtics 4. That
at the Knicks and the 5th spot, which is nice. They doing a good job. Thibodeau's doing his thing, and Charlotte is in the 6th spot. So
wow, that's dope. That's the LaMelo Ball is killing it.
Is balling, and
he's killing it.
The Raptors, the Heat, the Raptors are 7 and 8.
And the Knicks fans, you do have something to look forward to, just not right now.
Yeah. We can't. But I tell you what, they're sneaky, man. And they're not going to be easy out. It's not put together, but they're starting to come. The Heat.
No, I was going to say Miami.
They're starting to come.
Yeah.
They're starting to come. So, that's a gritty team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even if they, I don't think they're going like they did last year, but they're going to give somebody, one of those Milwaukee or the Nets, they're going to give them a fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Somebody's getting a fight from the Heat.
When we look at last season, right, ended, and then the new season beginning so quickly, really it's taking a long time for teams to actually gel, put pieces together to really know what they're doing. So, at what point do we really consider, okay, these are the teams we're looking at? So when you say Miami is don't sleep on them. What we're judging these teams on are the first half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Second half, surprises for the second half of the season in the East, other than Miami. Anybody else?
I like to see how the Hornets continue to play. I don't see them really cracking the top 4, but if they can maintain that 5-6 area, I think that's a good season for them. And more so, if Boston stays in the 4 seed, the Knicks or the Hornets have an opportunity if Boston doesn't actually get it together. X's and O's wise, because really their situation is really about coaching, to be honest with you, because he has to figure a way to coach Tatum and Brown, because you want Tatum to be your closer and Brown thinks he's the closer. So you have to establish their roles, I think, in order for them to have success. That's what I see Boston's problem being. They don't know who that guy is, and they need to declare it.
And you can't tell Kemba Walker he ain't the closer either.
No, you can't. But his play tells you something.
Yeah, his play tells you who he is. And
but that just feeds into what you're saying. Boston don't know.
They're finding roles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't know their roles right now, and they have to find their defining roles. And he has to, once again, go back to the coaching side of it. Brad, man, they have to really, really put him under fire at this point, because you can't just say it's the players. You got to get them players in line.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So that's what I see. But I mean, it's still early. I struggle with the NBA regular season, just because you don't see real basketball until the playoffs. When it comes to the NBA, kind of is going to be college basketball coming up. That's when you get to see some hardcore basketball. I think NBA players get inspired by that. Just playing their hearts out. So we'll see soon.
Okay. All right, so let's bring Mr. Clifton Allen, a.k.a. Zach Master Spliffington. What up, bro? Cliff.
There he is.
Cliff is the one that got the choppy audio over there. His connection's choppy.
What's up, fellas?
There you go.
Oh, yeah, he's
KG hot. What's going on, kids? What's going on? What's going on?
There you go.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I think there's a delay. I think there's a delay on your end.
Yeah, I think you got
You can hear
CBS
me?
basketball back in the day.
Word. Cliff, you
All
on
right,
AM?
all right. What's
with
going
me,
on,
man.
KG?
Ain't nothing. You on AM? You on AM, man?
Oh, okay. Because I don't know, because I was actually hearing a delay when I was listening. I'm sorry?
You might want to reboot your whole situation.
I'm just through the internet, through the StreamYard.
Okay.
Right. You go out and come back in.
What do you mean reboot?
It's weird. Yeah.
Log out of it and come back in?
Yeah.
Yep. So what we're gonna do is to let our viewers know we're gonna each select an all-star team, starting 5 and an alternate, a 6-man.
Okay.
And we want the people in the chat to put their team in, and then Hakeem made a point to say that we'll follow the all-star game and check stats of the players that people picked, or the players that whatever they did, we'll track their numbers, and we'll bring them back next week and see whose team had the best numbers.
Almost like a fantasy,
like a fantasy game. Exactly.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So that was a great idea.
I got you.
Yep. So all y'all out there, D Parks, Tasha Jackson, Yulon Wilson, Nicole, Derek Parks, get your 5 ready and your alternate, and we're gonna let Uncle Cliffy go first with his team.
Spliffington, you with us, brother?
Oh, we talked about the our 5. We started
there we
right
go.
off the top with the 5.
Let's go.
Now, are we giving our alternate as well, or just 5 straight up?
5, 6, and 5 and a 6-man.
All right. Well, in the middle, I got Joel Embiid. I got Luka handling the rock with Donovan shooting it, Mitchell, and then I got Giannis, and I got the Joker, Jokic. That's my top 5. Trying to go for an unorthodox top 5 that you guys won't pick, and then coming off the bench, my 6-man Devin Booker.
I got it. Nice. I got it in the books. I wrote it down.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Thank you.
We're gonna log me some points.
There you go.
Okay.
What you got, Hawk?
All right. I got Steph running the point. I got Kawhi at the 2. LeBron at the 3. Luka at the 4. Joker at the 5. Dame coming off the bench.
Okay.
Got it.
I'm gonna go with. I'll pick mine up. I'm gonna go with. Steph, Bradley Beal. I'm gonna go Joel Embiid. Tatum. Switch it off, and then I'm gonna go. Just to be different from you guys, I'm gonna go with Zion.
Wow.
So you got Steph, Beal, Embiid, Tatum, Zion. Did I miss somebody? You got one more, right?
Tatum. You said Tatum?
I said Steph, Beal, Embiid, Tatum, and Zion. I need a bench player.
Yeah. Then I need my alternate. My alternate guy is gonna be I'm gonna go Giannis.
Got it. All right, I'm gonna have a small squad with one big man. I'm gonna have Beal, Kyrie, Kawhi, Dame, and Embiid, and then I'm gonna have my 6-man. I'm just gonna be real crazy out here, and I'll just take I'm gonna take Jaylen Brown.
Okay.
Wes, can you give us a recap of everybody's pick for the room?
So, we got Spliffy. He's got Joel Embiid. He's got Luka. He's got Donovan Mitchell. He's got Giannis. And he's got the Joker with D Book as his alternate. Hakeem has Steph and Kawhi. He got his mans in them. He got Luka. He got Joker. And he got Dame. KG got Steph and Bradley Beal, Embiid, Tatum, Zion, and Giannis. And I have Beal, Kyrie, Kawhi, Dame, Embiid, and Jaylen Brown.
Okay. So now we're gonna
Embiid definitely seems like a comment to us, which almost feels like Embiid might be the MVP of this year.
Well, I would think he is, but it's still early.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
but as of at this point, everybody definitely feel like he's a favorite of me so far, a consensus of this, and it just so far from the first half. For the first half, he's on his way so far, but he has to play it out. He has a history of injuries, and who knows what the second half brings with him. So we'll see. Yeah, because he actually started off slow. He started off slow. He's come around now, but he started off kind of slow. So
he's a powerhouse.
Oh, he's a beast.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
Derek Park says LeBron, Luka, Steph, Joker, Zion, and Giannis.
Let me write that down. Derek Park said what?
LeBron, Luka, Steph, Joker, Zion, Giannis is a six man.
I got it.
And none of us, and that's weird. None of us picked LeBron, did we?
No, he did. Hakeem did. I said my boy.
Okay.
His man's in there. His man's in there.
That's why you said his man.
That's my guy right there.
You know Hakeem did.
Yeah.
You know Hakeem did.
Where's his bomb?
You got anybody
That
else?
was his first choice.
All right, so we're gonna check everybody's stat line. So next week, know what your guys did, and we'll compare notes and see what's what.
Oh man!
So anybody, speaking of the All-Star game, anybody got snubbed? You think that should have been in there? I can tell you one person I thought off the top is Trae Young.
Yeah, I could see Trae Young being a snub. But when you really look at the list,
I don't see him beat nobody out. Put it like that. Let's just change the snub word then, because I don't see him beating anybody that is in there.
Yeah, people that made it
more deserving. I don't see him being more deserving than anybody that's up there. I think he deserved to be an All-Star, but he definitely don't deserve to be more than X or Y or Z. Yeah.
Well, who we need to give kudos to? Let's give kudos to Julius Randle.
Yeah,
salute.
Julius Randle deserves kudos for making an All-Star team as a New York Knick. Come on, man.
Absolutely, Nick.
That's big stuff. Yeah,
he's balling, yo. He's balling. Randle is balling, man. He definitely got me watching the Knicks, and I'll be watching them too. So I'll be like, okay, let me see what Randle got tonight. I'll be checking his stats, and Randle's been balling, like doing everything. I'm talking about. High number in rebounding every night, a good amount of assists every night, and putting up great points. So
he's their guy.
He's more than deserving to be an All-Star this year.
Yeah.
Yep. Now I think you hit it on the head when you said that Trae Young was play All-Star worthy basketball, but there's nobody on the list that he should have beat. I agree.
Nah, I can't say that. No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? Let me look at the list.
Yeah, but well, if you want to speak on Trae Young, the one knock I will have on him is you look at his fourth quarter scoring and closeout games, he's pathetic. He's shooting like 20% in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. He had his most recent game, he came through late, but that's his only knock is his late scoring. Trae Young, I will give him that. He's played. His stats are good, but late, he's not really doing this thing at all.
Yeah.
So down the stretch, like Steph had the same problem his first couple of years. He's got to grow into that body. And
did I miss a question?
No. I'm just saying I think it's gonna come. You didn't miss a question. Yep. But he hasn't played well in the fourth quarter. You're absolutely right. Yep.
Yeah. So the starting lineup is Eastern Conference starters: Bradley Beal, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Giannis, Embiid. Western Conference Curry, Doncic, LeBron James, Joker, and Kawhi Leonard.
Now, if you want to talk about starting fives, Dame Lillard should be in the starting five in the West. If you want to say that's a snub, but I understand the popularity of the other people, but Dame Lillard was definitely top 5 player in the West this year, easily
over Steph Curry.
Possibly, yeah, and Luka. Those two guys would be the ones. If you wanted to look at somebody, I would think those would be the two that you can say Dame has played equally or better than both.
Speaking of Luka,
yeah. Because honestly, I like Tatum, and Tatum's been great, but Dame may have been playing, from a number standpoint, may his play, especially along with his team and what he's been having to do. And
there it is. Now I got
the Blazers at this point. Without McCollum, he's probably, you can argue that he's doing it at this point better as a player himself and for his team than Tatum at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But hold on.
But he's West though. He's West and Tatum's East.
Tatum's East. Yeah, Tatum is East.
Yeah. But I'm confused because aren't they picking teams, right?
Yeah.
They are picking teams.
So it's like
teams.
But they're gonna.
No, it doesn't matter.
But those players will still end up. Those players will still end up on somebody's team, and they will start. Whoever ends up picking them.
Yeah. So they're in a pool, right? So those 5 players get to start the game, and then they're gonna choose. They're gonna choose sides from that point.
Yeah, at this point, it just depends on who team they'll be on, but they will definitely be starting. No
Kevin Durant can pick Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight schoolyard.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Which is fun.
But no matter what team they get picked on, they are the starters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we got something to look forward to over the weekend, of course, Sunday, and then the recap on next Thursday. So this is gonna be dope. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
So what about when you say like the injury?
Well, you guys touched on one thing that in Vegas has shifted the complexity of what's going on as far as the hello?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we hear.
We hear you.
There's a pause.
No, you good.
Well, what I was saying was that the shift in the fact that you guys have mentioned how now Utah and Phoenix are now the leaders in the West. Everything was completely focused on the LA teams. There was actually like LA against the whole field, popular bet in most sports book on the West in Vegas. But now everything is completely shifted with obviously Phoenix running off some wins, showing definitely how strong they are, and nobody's really messing with Utah. And again, until AD comes back and basically reunites with the team and play, LA's probably the 3rd best team in the West right now, if not the 4th. Because you got to look at a healthy Clippers team that are playing really, really well.
Yeah.
They may be the 4th. At this point, they're definitely the 4th.
Yeah. There was some talk about Lakers trying to get Andre Drummond. What's the reality of that move right there? And what does that bring to the Lakers?
They don't have enough pieces unless he gets outright.
Oh, you think Portland?
No, Drummond going to Lakers.
Yeah.
Portland's the 4th?
No, Lakers.
No, we're talking about Drummond.
We're talking about Drummond.
He might be behind us
right now. Yep.
Yeah, well, I didn't see them. I mean, I can imagine everybody's trying to get Drummond, but I did see that a lot of suitors for DeMarcus Cousins, and I saw the Lakers up there trying to get him. They said the Nets were trying to get Cousins. The Lakers was trying to get him. Obviously, Toronto was trying to get him. They said Boston was even trying to get him.
Yeah, I think Boston needs something. Personally,
yeah,
I think they need Brad Stevens to step up, but I think they need to do something different too. In terms of bringing in somebody that could shake it up a little bit. because they just need a spark in some way, because they're good. I like Tatum and Brown, and I love Marcus Smart. I love Marcus.
Yeah, they're tough. And then Marcus Smart is out too, so that's hurting them as well right now with Marcus Smart being out. That's a lot. That's the heart of the team, really. So
yeah,
we'll see what I'm not counting Boston out. I don't see them hanging with those top teams. Like, I don't see them. They're not beating the Nets, and they're not beating Milwaukee.
We also gotta wait. We gotta see if Doc Rivers can get out the second round too.
Oh, they definitely not. Yeah, but Boston won't beat Philly, man.
No. They shouldn't. I think it's a better team.
No.
Man, Brooklyn's just unfair, don't you think?
Man, I seen the game last night out here in Houston. Harden came back home, and PJ Tucker was on skates. I felt bad for that brother. I was like, "That's your man, though."
I saw that too. I was like, "Dang!" I'm like, "Dang, Harden." I thought PJ was your man, yo.
Did 59, right? Came back and dropped 59 on him. Like,
I thought PJ was your man, yo.
I thought he had a triple double last night. He did.
He had a 59-point triple double, right?
59-point triple double.
59-point triple double.
That's awful. Yeah, that's awful.
He should have. I saw him taking his shoes off. I told him they was interviewing him at the end of the game. I saw him taking his shoes off. I thought he was gonna leave him at half court.
And he tossed him up to some kids up in the rafters.
I know he gave it to some kids. But, man, I thought he was like, "Yo, you know what? Drop the mic." I just left his sneakers at half court.
Sneakers there, hang him over the rafters, tie it in a knot, and throw up in the air. just be hanging there.
Disrespectful.
Yeah, my building. But I wanted to say this as a point. Big shout out to James Harden, who really did a lot of community work with the what happened in Texas this past week. He got active, and he put some money up. So big shout out to him for that. Because he he left on bad terms, and
right. So that showed, that kind of soothed a lot of that, tension out, especially with the community and the fans, at least from that standpoint, and it really showed that it was more of an organizational kind of thing, and him a problem with the Houston, basketball team, not really the fans, not the city, not anything else. It was just that. Mm-hmm. And at some point, man, you run your course, man. Like, something like even the fans and us as fans, I was starting to feel like James Harden was running this course with Houston, because after seeing those couple of times, and that, especially that time when Chris Paul got hurt, I was just like, yo, man, like, this was their time. They had a chance. Mm-hmm. They had Golden State down. They had a chance, and they just couldn't do it. And I just was like, man, Harden's gonna have to go somewhere else. I just don't see it happening.
I guess. That's why I always struggle with these dudes, because, like you said, they had their chance, and you can honestly say he's the reason why they didn't do it.
Yeah, you can easily say that as well.
And then they leave, and then they go jump, like he's like not even a bridesmaid. He's just in the wedding party. He's like a flower girl now, and he's just chilling, dropping flowers, because he has no pressure at all. KD and Kyrie, they're gonna soak up all that attention, and he can just roll. And that's what he wants. He wants to be that backdrop guy. That makes him comfortable. So, but he was the reason why they didn't beat Golden State. It was. Yeah, but
when you consider the numbers that he's putting up right now with no KD, is he more? He's more than the bridesmaid girl dropping flowers.
What I'm saying in terms of his style, of his mentality, he can score with the best of them. But we're talking about championship basketball. There's a difference, and
he's averaging 10 assists.
No, I'm not complaining about his stats. I get his numbers. People love numbers. I get it. I like one thing when it comes to sports. I like winning. I like winning it all.
Yeah. That's the question right now. Like that. That's the unanswered part of it. Like, we got to get to the playoffs and actually Harden show up.
No,
we need him to show up.
He's playing well right now. He's played well in Houston. We are singling it out, like in that playoff series against the Golden State Warriors that were depleted. James Harden didn't show up. in the series against San Antonio Spurs the year before, James Harden went 1 for like 11 in the fourth quarter in that game. So there's against the Clippers another year in a game 6 when they could have won it. He had a terrible game. So we talk about playoff performances where we have multiple situations where he did not show up. We don't question his arcade stats because he can put up numbers like nobody else. I've never seen you put a quarter in his neck and he's still dribbling. So, but in the playoffs, I think he's more comfortable being. I mean, if you want to even get technical against Miami Heat when he was with Oklahoma City, he didn't show up.
No, he didn't.
I mean, realistically, 6 man, he didn't show up in that series.
I mean, he's.
I mean, the thing is, it's just like also too, man. You got to remember.
But this will be a different cat this year, though.
Yeah, because he has two
now
that can lift. He got 2 guys that can take it. 2 guys.
Yeah, but the game will slow down when we get to the playoffs. I mean, and we just need to. It's going to come to a point where, like you said, he have other players that can do heavy lifting, and he's going to have to affect the game in other ways. And that's what when it comes to winning basketball. Like when you can't make those threes, like you were saying, when he went in the fourth quarter 1 for 11, like go to the basket, James. Like you're the best at getting to the basket, getting fouls. Why continue to throw up threes after three? That's not winning basketball, especially in the playoffs. You can't do that.
He's in a perfect situation right now because, like you said, he can affect the game in other ways, but he has other guys that can take the pressure off him from a scoring aspect, and he just has to do those things that he can know how to do, and he can score in his sleep, but he can not psychologically be bothered by worrying about having to carry the load, and I think that's gonna be helpful for him.
I like his mentality so far. I like it so far.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hold on one second, guys. Yo, give us a mic check 1 2.
He's in and out. There he is.
Cliff.
Mic check.
Nah, he's way delayed.
Yeah.
Nah, it's him.
Yeah.
His connection's crazy.
We're gonna have a good All-Star game, and let's see what our fantasy teams look like. I guess we'll calculate points, rebounds, and assists. Keep it simple: blocks, steals, do those main 5 stats, and that's call it a day.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Who you guys got in the 3-point contest?
Who's in it?
Let me see.
It's
who's in it?
I think you got Steph Curry in it.
Definitely.
Got Steph in it. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, and Zach LaVine.
Okay, Booker and Steph Curry are the 2 to me. And anybody that can make 100 threes in the same spot in practice.
Yeah, I think Steph Curry's
I got to go with Steph with that too, man. Like,
go with Steph.
Like Steph.
It's hard. It's hard not to. I know it's the obvious choice, but it's hard not to go with Steph.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You can shoot in his sleep.
And where we at with the dunk contest?
Dunk contest is
so we only have three.
Cassius Stanley from the Pacers. We got Obi Toppin from the Knicks, and we got Anthony Simons from the Blazers.
Yeah.
A bunch of up and coming no name guys trying to make.
I can't pick one.
Yeah, I can't either. I can't mess with that.
Yeah.
I have no idea with that. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say Cassius Stanley. I'm just going on a limb. I'm just throwing it out.
Well, we gotta thank Derek Parks before we get out of here because he told us who the teams were. They picked their squads, Durant and LeBron. So Durant has Harden, Devin Booker, Zion, Zach LaVine, Julius Randle, Vujacic, Donovan Mitchell, and LeBron has Lillard, Simmons, Chris Paul, Jaylen Brown, Paul George, Sabonis, and Rudy Gobert was the last player picked.
That's what LeBron has?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And KD's out, right? KD's not playing.
He's not playing.
Because Sabonis took his spot, right?
Yeah.
Sabonis took his spot.
Oh, wait, that's the bench. That's the bench. Now I'm trying to see the starting 5. I don't see no Kyrie.
The starting five is still those guys that we named, like Kyrie. They're still
okay. That's the bench. Okay.
Yeah. That's the bench.
Got you. All right, I got you.
Yeah, those are the people that they get to pick. Yep. So good looking.
You know, another one he could have been worthy who wasn't in there. I just don't know another person's spot he could have may have taken. You know, was Bam. Bam has been playing really good down there in Miami.
Adebayo. Yeah.
Yep. I like Bam too.
Yeah.
I'm a Bam fan. I like Bam.
I like Bam a lot too.
He's a very great talent. Great talent.
Yeah. So listen, Bam's a gritty guy.
Yeah. Spliffington Allen's caught up in the mix, so we're gonna have to just catch up with him next week. You know, but we have our assignments tucked. We know what we're doing. It's 8:30 right now. You know, so we know what we're doing for next week. And I just want to send a shout out to everybody in the chat, in the building. Lays Elliott, what's up? Salute. Lays said peace, K.
All right, peace.
And Erica Holloman, what's up? So yeah, join us next week, ladies and gentlemen, with your starting 5+1. And we're going to compare notes and see what it is. This is IZM TV, IZM Sports. My man DJ KG in the building. Thanks for joining us this week, fam. And, you know, he's going to be a regular, so look out for my guy, ladies and gentlemen. Cool repeats. Wes Henderson, we out of here. Peace, y'all.
Yep, good seeing everybody.
Peace. Next week. All right.